Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Bitrix24 Live. This is our remote working series, and today we're going to focus on the CRM. So for those of you that followed us last week, then we covered an overview of the CRM. I went into a theoretical scenario of going through a lead, progressing it through a deal and generating a quotation and an invoice. So this week we're going to look at lead generation, and we're going to have a look at the automation rules that are present in the lead and the deal pipelines as well. So before we start, just a little bit about who we are. My name is Andy, and I am the support manager here at Gold Partners Interface. We're located in the US, in the UK, and in the UAE. And we focus on a whole range of different services, solely focusing on Bitrix, so we can provide pre-sale support. So if you're interested in purchasing Bitrix or have any questions, then we can certainly help with that and make sure Bitrix is a good fit for your business. We also offer licensing, implementation and installation services. So if you're looking for an on-premise solution, then we can install that for you on a server on your on-premise or in the cloud. And finally, we offer premium support services, so ticketing and telephone support. So as I mentioned, this live session is solely going to focus on the CRM. So let's get started. If you do have any questions throughout this, please do pop them in the box provided. And as I say, today's session is going to solely focus on some of the CRM aspects. And then if you do have any other questions in other areas of Bitrix, I can maybe answer those at the end. Or alternatively, we have a live session every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and that covers any area of Bitrix. So as I mentioned, we did an overview of the Bitrix24 CRM last week. We had a look at what leads are primarily used for in Bitrix, and we progressed the lead through a series of different stages. We generated a deal and popped that into a particular pipeline. And then we generated a quotation and an invoice. So we went through a typical sales process. What we didn't look at last week is actually how we can generate leads. So Bitrix offers quite a wide range of tools to be able to generate those leads, and therefore we can progress that inquiry through once we've received it. So the starting point is going to be, we're going to have a look at the contact center. So the contact center is home to all the tools that can essentially generate those leads for you. So we'll have a look at how we can set a couple of these up in a moment, but let's go through each one. So we have email. So email, if you have an email address that you receive emails to that you want to generate leads from, then you can connect that up into Bitrix and generate leads every time an email is received, or you can generate leads manually from an email that you read inside Bitrix. So I'll have a look at how we can set up emails in a moment. We also have Bitrix Telephony. So if you're wanting to answer calls inside Bitrix, you can quickly and easily rent a number, and every time somebody calls your number, it can generate a lead if that particular person does not exist with that telephone number that's calling in. Or alternatively, if that number does exist in the CRM, it will pop up with a calling card, and you'll be able to review that particular person who's dialing in. So already before you click on answer, you will have a lot of information on the screen ready to pick up the call, and you've already got a head start. We can track calls. We'll have a look at website widgets. So website widgets allow you to essentially put a live chat on your website. So we have a live chat widget here, but it also lets you put an inquiry form on, and it also allows you to put a callback form on. So a callback form essentially allows you to, once it's been submitted, have Bitrix auto dial that customer back from within the system. So again, we'll have a look at these forms and the live chat in a moment. And then we have social networks. So we have the likes of Facebook. We can connect Facebook up if somebody sends you a message, a private message on your business page, then we can connect that business page up and we can answer it directly inside Bitrix. And again, I've got that ready to show you in a moment. We also can receive our Facebook comments on any post that you put out into Facebook. So if you've got a promotion that you're running live on Facebook, you put a post out with maybe an image and a little bit of a description. If somebody comments on that post, you can receive it straight from within Bitrix, and you can reply to that post from Bitrix. So all you need to do is connect it up here. The same goes for Instagram. So if you use Instagram a lot and you have a lot of interactions on there, you can reply to Instagram comments directly from inside Bitrix as well. So we'll have a look at the Facebook integration in a moment. So first of all, let's start by showing you how to connect up your email account into Bitrix. So all you need to do is click into webmail on the left-hand side, and then you can see here that we've got an account integrated already. So we have interface demo2@gmail.com. So you can connect Gmail accounts up inside Bitrix. If you've clicked on webmail for the first time, then what we can do, click on connect new, and you will see a very similar screen to this. So if you use one of these email services, that's perfect. You can click on whichever service that you use and you can pre-fill in all the information to authenticate it. Once you've authenticated it, we'll have a look at the different options that we get in here. So you can see we've got our interface demo2 Gmail account connected up. And I would recommend, if you do have your Gmail connected up, do send using external SMTP, because then that uses the Gmail SMTP server to be able to send your emails out. So we would recommend that. But this is the important part, and when we're talking about lead generation, then what you can do is you can set up an email account that you solely receive leads to. So it might be something like sales@interface.com, leads@interface.com, any particular email that receives leads coming into it. What you can do there is you can click on CRM integration, and based on that, what we can do is click on the create lead for incoming messages from new email addresses. And what that will do, every time you receive an email from an email address that doesn't exist inside your CRM, it will generate a new lead. It will generate a lead with that email address associated to it. So it's a great way of automatically creating leads inside Bitrix. Okay, so if I just show you where I mean by that and open up another tab. So once we receive an email and we have that checkbox ticked, what will happen is the email will come into this particular page in our leads, generate a new lead, and it will start off at the new lead stage. So that's a great way of getting leads in. What we can also do, if we didn't want that to happen automatically, and maybe you're connecting your personal account up, so maybe Andy at Interface you're connecting up, then we can pick and choose which emails we want to generate leads from. So it might be that we don't have this checkbox ticked, so we don't have create lead, and we want to now instead create a lead manually. And we can do that by clicking on the few lines next to it, click on Save to CRM, and what that will do is it will create an lead within the CRM. Now that won't, because this email address is actually associated to an employee. So you don't want obviously to create a lead. Let's see if we can create one. I think we have already created one here. So you can see, let's have a look at a pre-built one. So we have one from Google, no reply at accounts.google. Critical security alert. You obviously wouldn't create a lead for this. But you can see here what it's done. It's created the lead, it's stored the email inside the lead, and then you can action and plan moving forward. So it's a great way of initially collecting the data from the email that you've received, having it automatically copy the email into the activity stream, and then your job then is to build out that particular lead. So you can collect names, email addresses, phone numbers, and so on and so forth. Just got a question, is it on-premise or cloud? So what I'm in at the moment, this is a cloud version. And essentially everything that I cover in today's session, excluding the automation rules you can do on, well, you will need a paid account for some of these actually. I think email and automation, you do need a commercial package. So something from the CRM Plus through to the standard cloud and the professional cloud. But the version that I'm in, that I'm showing you today on screen, is a cloud version. So just going back to that email inbox, like I say, it is a great way of generating those leads, whether it's automatically or manually creating one. Whilst we're in here, we did cover this a little bit when we were in the project webinar that we do. You can actually create tasks from here as well. So not only is it leads, but you can actually create tasks, and then you can see in here that we can copy the email into a task, create the new task title, give it a description, and assign that to a particular employee within the business. So it's not just leads, you can do a few other things once you integrate your email into Bitrix. And you can also integrate multiple email accounts. So it might be, like I mentioned, that you have sales at intraface.com that generates your leads, but you also want your personal email associated to it as well. You can integrate multiple email accounts to your own personal account. And nobody will be able to see your email account, just in case you're a little bit security conscious. Only the people that you grant mailbox access to will have access to it. So that's quite a common question that we get. So that's definitely a good way of generating leads through an email. Another alternative is actually Bitrix Telephony. So Bitrix Telephony works in a way that you essentially can either rent a number from Bitrix. So we click into the telephony module on the left hand side. You can rent a number quickly and easily. So if I wanted to select the USA, I can specify a local number. So I selected the UK there. So if I say the USA, I want a local number, then we have all the different states that we can select a number for. And it's very easy and very quick to do. So if we click on New York, we can then specify a region in New York, and there are a lot of regions. And then you can see here the monthly charge rate would be $4. So maybe if I think we have $4 in our account, so let's do a UK. I think the UK is maybe slightly more. Yeah, $6. So you can easily top up. You can easily connect and rent a number. You just have to make sure that you've got the amount of money in your current balance. Currently, I've got $4. You'd need to top it up to ensure that it covers the amount that the number costs. And then straight from that point, you can use that number, and when people start dialing in, it will pop up on the screen, and you will be able to see if the customer calling exists already. If not, we can create the settings to generate a lead from it. So, and that's again another great way. What it looks like is very similar to this screen here. So you would see a screen here. You would see if the contact exists in the CRM, you would see their details, and you would see all of the deals that are currently associated to it, or any leads that are associated to it. It would all pop up on the screen automatically. We don't have a number connected up on this system at the moment. So if we go back to the contact center here, and let's just have a look at some of the others. So we have the website widget. So I have Facebook open to show you in a moment, but let's just have a look at what a let's have a look at what a website widget looks like. So if we go to our website, intraface.com, you can see this in the bottom right hand corner is what we classify as a website widget. And if we click on it, you can see at the moment we have a WhatsApp integration. So I've not mentioned that yet, but I will do shortly. And we also have a live chat. If I click on live chat, it will tell me which of the guys are online. And then as soon as I click on send here, so if I enter a message, what will happen is it will come through our open channel widget here. So the conversations will come directly through. And what we can do with that is that we can queue those people to come through to specific people. So if we click on live chat here and click into our live chat widget, click on configure, you can see here how we can specify the people that are going to answer our live chat. We can set work time. We can set if we want to create a new lead automatically from this. And the good thing is, when you generate a lead from a live chat, what it allows you to do, it also records the chat that you've had with the customer itself within the lead. So if I just come out of here, let's just see if we've got any leads that have been generated by a live chat on here. So maybe if we click out all in progress, and if we say source is we'll have a live chat on here. There we go. Click on search. And then based on this, if I click into here, you should be able to see here, we have the original chat that was created when they came through from the website. We click in here and we can see the chat that they had with that customer. So that's really good because you've got the history then of communication with the person coming from your website and automatically generating a lead in here. So should you ever need to refer back to it, it is saved and recorded at the point of when the lead is created. So live chat is really useful. Obviously, we get quite a lot of inquiries first through our live chat. People tend to not want to speak to somebody maybe all the time, so they just want to fire a message across, and then from that point it's whether you convert that and then start arranging maybe another call to discuss further with them. That tends to be our approach. We get a lot of inquiries through our chat on our website, and then we then take that chat and use our lead process to convert them. You can also have chats can be used for things like support as well. So live chat can be used for support. You can maybe put it on your website in a secure area. That is another way of generating a useful tool on your website to come directly into Bitrix, and you can queue your support agents then within that particular live chat queue. And then we have social networks here. So we have Facebook. So I've connected Facebook already. And this is good if you've got a business page. You can only connect Facebook up if you've got a business page. And it's the same with your Instagram business as well. But how this works is if we go into here and just go to Facebook, I'm logged in as a particular customer, and we say hello. I am interested in Bitrix24. And then what that will do is it should, after a little a little bit of a delay, it will come through to our open channel widget here, and we can then have a one-to-one conversation. Let's just hope I've connected the right page up within here. Just double check. It might come through to our other site, so we can wait on that in case it does. I'm not sure if I've connected this one up or I've connected up our demonstration one, but it will come through on our open channel widget in the top right hand corner, and we can have a one-to-one conversation with them, and then we can, there we go. So it's a little bit of a delay. Click into here, and it's because I think it's a little bit of delay because we have used this previously. I can transfer it to another member of the team. I can click on reply, say hello here. We can reply from in here, and then that will go directly into Facebook. So it's a great tool to be able to do that, and you can see from here it has generated a new lead because we have that setting already preset. So you can see James Cloud, and this is what I was referring to. You have a history of that communication in here. So with regards to the Instagram, it's exactly the same. If somebody was to reply to a comment on a post that you've created, the post that they've commented on will appear in here, and it will have their profile and the message that they've commented. And again, that means you can just directly reply from inside Bitrix. It's got a couple of points. We want a live demo of retargeting in ad networks if possible. Yeah, that won't be possible today, unfortunately. We maybe can cover it a little bit on Thursday's session, or do get in touch with us and one of our guys can demo it to you on a call maybe. You have tons of Q&As. It would be nice if you put the description in the sections, the subjects covered, because I have difficult time finding things. It is sent out on all our social networks, what we're covering on each session. So yeah, we do that on the morning of the session. We just send that out. Maybe we should have a schedule online to just be clear about what each session is covering. But yeah, I agree. I think because we use the same live feed, they're not actually separate live, so we can't update the description each time, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it would be useful if we, moving forward, especially the Tuesday sessions, because the Tuesday sessions do focus on particular areas of Bitrix. And the Thursday sessions are essentially a free-for-all, which can cover anything. And Thursday sessions are solely Q&As. These Tuesday sessions have only just been introduced just while the COVID-19 scenario is panning out. We just wanted to help people with remote working. So that's what these Tuesday sessions are for. But yeah, we'll try and get a schedule for all these Tuesday sessions so you know what we're going to cover. But Thursdays is a free-for-all, so you can ask any question about any of the modules. So yeah, so that's going about the social networks, and you can see here that we have the history there, and we can open it up, we can transfer it to another employee. So if I wanted to transfer this to maybe David, I can just pass this on, and then David will pick it up internally. I can mark the conversation as finished, and I can also invite other users. So sometimes when a live chat comes through to our site, and if it's a little bit more technical for our sales agents to respond to, they'll invite me or another one of our support team into the chat, and we can help them out as we go along. So yeah, so those are the different methods of generating leads. WhatsApp is probably the final method. So you saw on our site on intraface.com, we have integrated WhatsApp. So that allows people just to send a message from their phone. It will come through to one of our agents, and then they can reply using WhatsApp. There are some integrations with the CRM as well, so you can send out messages to contacts in the CRM using WhatsApp. And you can also have WhatsApp in the left-hand menu here, so you can see all the contacts that you have been messaging. So hopefully you'll find some of these tools useful to start generating those leads. A couple that we haven't touched upon yet is the website forms. So the website forms are probably the most common way of generating leads, because essentially what it allows you to do is create a web form that you can embed onto your website, and once that person fills out that form on your website, it will automatically generate a new lead. This is the most common way of creating leads other than importing them or manually creating them. So if we click on website form here and just click on add new form, what we can do is we can say it's going to be Bitrix24 live interest. And then, so that's the name of the form inside Bitrix, so we know what it's going to do. And then we can put register your interest in attending Bitrix24 live. So give the form a title, that's what they'll see on your website. And then what we want to do is we want to actually use some of the lead fields within the form itself. So if you don't have the fields already inside your lead, what we would recommend doing is going to your settings, going to form and report settings, and then custom fields. This is all recorded, by the way, as well, so if you ever need to recap anything, then just watch the recording back. It goes straight onto Bitrix24 YouTube channel. And let's just say, we'll call this interested in question marks. That's the field name. What we're going to do is create a list. So we're going to create a drop-down list. And then once we select this, a little tab appears at the top. We can click on here and go CRM. And we'll call that project management. And then we'll call that communication. So we'll just give 3 options. What we might want to do is make it a multiple select, and we might want it to be checkboxes. So click on save. Now what we want to do is go back to where we were a moment ago. I might have to come out of here and just give it a refresh, because that field won't be. Click on here and let's just call it again. So Bitrix24 live interest. Okay, so now what we want to do is get access to the lead fields. We want obviously the person's name, last name. We want to know their email address. We want to know their phone number. And you can see here the custom field that I've just created, interested in. So this will give us an option, interested in here. And yes, once we'll have a look at that. Maybe we can't use the checkbox option as a custom field, but we can check that in a moment. And then here, what we want to do is we want to generate a new lead, and we can update, so we can merge. And what that will do is I'll just check to see if the email address exists inside Bitrix. We can, if it does, it will merge the data that's been submitted here. We can also replace the data. So if the email address exists, we can create the lead from this new data that's been submitted, or we can allow duplicates. In our case, we'll allow duplicates because we use this demonstration site a lot. And then you can style it up however you wish so it fits in nicely with your website. You can see here, because we've got a telephone number in the form field, then we can use this as a callback form. So that would give you the option then when this person fills it out. If you've got Bitrix Telephony connected up, as soon as the lead is created, it will automatically start dialing this particular lead that's been created. So it's a good way of when that person requests a callback, you can fulfill that automatically. So let's click on save. Maybe what we might want to do in here is just change this checkbox to a multi-select list. And then let's go back into, so what we need to do now is go into our CRM forms. So we go into the CRM, click into CRM forms, we'll be able to see that it has been created here. So if you want to embed this into your website, just click on the embed code here. All you have to do is copy the script and paste it onto a page on your website wherever you want it to. If you're using maybe a website builder like WordPress, then you can just get a little plugin to embed the code into a page. If you're using Bitrix24 sites, then these forms are available. I'll have a look at that. It's the final lead generation tool in a moment, but we can embed this into a Bitrix24 site pretty quickly and pretty easily. If you don't want the form, you want a button, you click and it pops up. That's that. And then time delayed, when somebody arrives on your website, it will pop up with the form. So that's quite a good one for newsletters or maybe offers that they have to just enter their email address in. Once it's been filled out, it will generate a new lead. Alternatively, what we can do instead is open up a public link just so I can fill this out. So you can see here, project management, and I'll put Andy Naylor, and then Andy12345 at interface.com, and then we can put a number, click on send, and then that will, once it's been submitted, so imagine that's on your website, once it's been submitted, it will generate a new lead inside. So you can see here, complete CRM form Bitrix24 live interest. And you can see sources CRM. I click into here. What it will do is it will show me, it's actually, because it's associated it to the number, telephone number, you can see here it's actually put the contact details in already, which is great. So it's a great way of generating this particular lead. We'll have a look at the automation rules and how we can trigger that off based on different forms that get submitted. Because you can imagine if you get a form that's interested in Bitrix24 Live, then your reply to that potential lead is going to be very differently to somebody that has submitted a form for purchasing a Bitrix24 license, for example. So I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And that's what we can start doing. We can start tailoring our qualification of this lead using our automation rules. So that's what we're going to cover for the last 15-20 minutes of this session today. So those CRM forms are perfect for quickly generating leads from your website. Most people nowadays have a website, but if you don't, or you want to create a landing page for a particular marketing offer that you have, then Bitrix gives you the ability to do that. And again, you can do this on the cloud. I'm on a cloud version at the moment. And if we click into sites, then this is the area where you can create your own unique website. Now this is used very regularly for marketing campaigns. So you're going to have marketing campaigns throughout the year. What people tend to do is create landing pages using this tool, embedding a CRM form onto that landing page, and then pointing your CRM marketing to that landing page for people to go to. You collect the data and then it will generate a lead and you go from there inside Bitrix. To create a new site, landing pages, we click on create site here. It gives you a whole range of different landing pages, website templates, sorry. So everything from fitness through to restaurants, Halloween. If I just go into a site that we've created here and open this up in a new tab, then you can see here we have easily created this inside Bitrix. I'm not going to go into too much detail about how you create a site. There is a webinar for those of you who are interested, if you want me to post a link to it shortly, with Sell More with Sites. And what that does is it gives you a full run through of how you can create your own site. You can set up your own domain name. So you can see here we're at landing.intraface.com, and how we add these widgets and things like that. So because these literally take 10 to 20 minutes to create, you can really be agile in your approach to your future marketing campaigns. So in your marketing calendar, you might have things for summer, for Christmas, Thanksgiving. You can create a landing page for each one to specialize in whatever promotion that you're running. And what we do here, let me just show you one thing that we can do, is if I just view this landing page, and let me just close that one down, click into here, and I'm going to click on edit just to show you how easily it is to embed a CRM form into it. There's two ways of doing it. I'll show you how to edit in a moment, but if we add a block on the left hand side here, we can find CRM form. We can choose the style of the CRM form that we want. So the one that we've got at the top up here, I believe, has got a shipping container. So we click on add. So if I just remove this one, so you can see here, it looks exactly the same as the one we had before. This one's to do with cakes, so let's change this shipping container using some royalty-free images, and we'll say cupcake. And you can see here we have some cupcakes. Click on that one. And that will add this to this. So that's slightly a different wrong format. So what we'll do instead is we'll just choose one that's got a landscape. So you do have to have a play around with some of these images that do come in. So you can see here. So that will be updated once I click on save. But furthermore, with the CRM form, what we can do is we can select any one that exists inside Bitrix. So you can see Bitrix24 live interest is here. Click on save, and now you can see that it's got the form that we created a moment ago. Obviously we can change this. Registered for live. And then so on and so forth. So it's quickly and easily, once I fill that out, it will then generate a new lead. So have a think about, you do have, even for your cloud accounts, have the ability to create a new site. So have a think about your marketing campaigns and how they can be useful to creating a landing page to generate those. So if we go into the CRM, so now that we've got the leads into the system via one of those many different methods, what we want to do is, as we discussed last week, the whole purpose of leads in Bitrix is generally to gather your enquiries, whatever products or services that you sell, using one of those many different methods. Or of course, you can just add one manually. So you click on add and just fill out the necessary fields that you need. So somebody might have called, you want to collect some information. So we want to say Bitrix24 support inquiry. What I might want to do, click on products, click on one that exists already. You can have a catalog of your own. So let's just say annual support. That's going to be $1,000, not $10,000. Click on save. We'll do that in a moment. Click on lead name, so we'll call it Damien Edwards, and then we'll give it a number, and we'll give it a name. So Damien www at intraface.com. Click on save. So that's how easy it is to manually create one. You can see that the value has come from the product that's been added. So the value of $1,000, and so that's how easy it is to create a new lead manually. So we've created them automatically from Facebook, from a CRM form, from manually adding one. They can come from emails. You can see here the source of all your emails. And the good thing is you have the ability to change these sources, and you can report on which leads convert better than other leads, because the end goal of this is to go through these stages and complete it and convert it into a deal. And that's something that we focused on last week. So we click on complete and then convert it into a deal, or click on complete and junk it. You don't win every lead, obviously. Some are not so good, some are really good. So you can determine which way you're doing there. But leads are used for brand new inquiries. You can tailor your stage process here. And once you've tailored this, and let me just show you, just for those of you that are new to Bitrix, if you do want to change your lead stages, go to settings, you're at the start point, statuses and drop downs, and then you can see here lead statuses, new lead, initial contact. You can add new ones, change the colors of them, and you can provide multiple junk lead statuses as well. So this is the way you would come for this, and that's all that these are here. So once you've done that, you've got the lead in. What you want to do in leads is try and automate it as much as possible. Now, the automation rules do come on commercial packages, so you do need to be paying for Bitrix to have access to this. So click into leads, click into automation rules, and then this gives us now the ability to automate some communications with the customer. It also gives us the ability to create tasks internally for specific stages of this lead. And once you've clicked into it, click on Configure Automation Rules, and you can see stages at top. So the new lead is where every lead will start. And what we want to do is add an automation rule to say thank you for your inquiry to the customer. So we click on Add, click on Client Communications, and then click on Send Email. Okay, so what we'll do here is thank you for your inquiry. Click into here, hello. I'm actually in the source code mode at the moment, so we can style it up here. Click on the three dots to the right hand side, and then we want first name. Thank you for register. Your interest in Bitrix24 Live. And we can add images in here, we can add signatures, we can add HTML, pretty flexible of what you can do. And based on this email, now obviously we might have 10 forms running on different sites. So it may be that we don't want to send this particular email to every lead that we get in. So what we're going to do here is let's just click on Save, and let's just call this Bitrix24 Live Inquiry. Click Save, just so we know what this does, and then we click on Save again. Now, what we can do is every time we get the inquiry from the CRM form that we get, so we can see here, it's going to be called this, okay? Because we know that it's going to have a source of CRM form, but that does not tell us what CRM form it's come from. We have 10 CRM forms on different sites. So I want to change the automation rule to only send this email when it comes from the Bitrix24 Live Inquiry form. If I click on Change, and then in condition here, I'm going to say if lead name is equal to this. So you can see complete CRM form, Bitrix24 live interest. Now that will trigger and send this email to all the leads that have come in for the first time that have called complete CRM form, Bitrix24 live interest. That means if I get a form that's been submitted from a form that says Bitrix24 license interest, it will not send it to that potential lead. So it's a good way of targeting your lead emails to each CRM form. And that's how you do it. Always enable link click tracking, because what we want to do is we can say sign up here, and then on here give it a URL. So it might be that and it might have a link to our webinars. So if I just highlight that, okay, and then click on save. Now what we've done there is we've enabled click tracking, and the good way of doing this is if I just click on save now, you can see that we have a stage that says shown interest, follow up. Now how we determine that they've shown interest generally is that they've either replied to us on an email, they have clicked on a link in the email, or they've called us up. So what we can do here is we could say incoming email. So that would allow us then, if this person replied to this email, what it's going to do is going to look at this trigger and say, we've got an incoming email from the email address that is associated to this lead. So it's automatically going to move it up. What we also want to do is incoming call. So we have a test connection for a telephone number on here. But an incoming call, and again, it will only move this particular lead up if the number associated to the lead is calling. And then finally, email link clicked. So we put an email to click on register for the webinars in that particular email that we just created up a moment ago. And this is the tracking link. So if we save that, so what will happen now is a new lead gets created. It comes in from our Bitrix24 live inquiry form. The email is sent out back to the customer, thanking them for showing their interest. It's got a link in it. If they click on that link, then this lead will automatically move to the shown interest. Okay, so that's how we know that every lead that sits within our shown interest here, if we switch to the Kanban view, it's a little bit more visual. So anything that sat within this particular column, we know that they've either called us, emailed us back after an initial email send out, or they've clicked on a link in an email that we sent them. So that's what's in here. So these are what you would call the warm leads. They've shown some kind of interest. And you could even we have clients of ours call these stages cold, warm, hot, and then we can convert them after hot. So if we click on here, let's just finish off where we were. So let's go back into configuring this. And what we're going to do is we're going to send that email out, and then we're going to wait. I'm going to change status to initial contact, and we're going to run that in, let's just say, 1 day. So we'll just give it, always try and label your automation rules, move into initial contact. So we'll send the email, wait 1 day, and then we will move it into initial contact. What we'll do here, so we've communicated with the client. What we want to actually do now is schedule a call in with one of our sales agents. So that's going to be the person who's responsible for the lead that comes in, and we'll call that intro call. Liaise with the to discuss the requirements. So you can see here that will now schedule a call. And then let's put something in the arranged demonstration. And what we're going to do here is a task. So we covered tasks in the project management webinar, but what we can do is collect information to create tailored demo. And we can see in here, so we can put whatever we want in there. We can give it a deadline, give it a unique deadline as well. So we'll just make sure that the deadline is in, let's give it 1 day. Oh. So we'll just put those in here. Click on save. So you can see here, and again, so we'll put demo task. Because you can imagine these can get quite big. So we just need to make sure that we know what each one of these is doing. And on this, we could, instead of having schedule a call, what we'll do is schedule a meeting. So and then again, we can just click on that, schedule a meeting. So you can see how we're starting to build this up. So this will send an email out, wait 1 day, move it to initial contact. However, if the person clicks on the link within that email, it will already automatically move it to the shown interest. In here, it'll therefore schedule a meeting. We can then move it manually to arrange for a demonstration. So so you can see here the lead we've just created. Let's just say that this is sent the email out, and what we want to do is we can move it now into initial contact, because you can do it manually as well. Now if I click into here, we should see one of the automation rules that we have just created. So the automation rule created is the intro call. If I click on that, we can see the description on there. Now that's really good. We know that we've got an intro call booked in. It's on our calendar to book in. It's also in our activities section here. So if I just open up in a new tab up here, I can check for all my, so current day, all my currently booked outgoing calls. So you can see the call that I have got booked in. I can click on here. Now what people tend to do by working in Bitrix is come to their activities section, click into this filter at the top. I can save this filter now for today's calls. And then all I need to do next time that I come in is, if that filter is not set, so it just says my current activities, I can click in here, click on today's calls, and then it will list me all the calls that I need to make today that have been scheduled in either by myself, by one of my colleagues, as long as I'm the responsible person, or obviously the automation rules as well. And you can do that with meetings, you can do that with tasks, all your activity related to the CRM. So once you're happy and you've made that call, we can click on here. It will start dialing. If you've got Bitrix Telephony set up, it will start recording the call if you've got that option selected, and it will store it in this right-hand side. So they'll store the recorded call as well. So let's tick that one off. We've completed that, and let's move it now into, we'll move it into arranged demonstration to follow up. Now you can see in here, this time it's created a task. So if I click onto here, it basically sets up all the information in here that you put within that task automation template. So you can have templated tasks automatically generate when you hit a particular lead status to then carry out whatever it is you need to do. If I now go into my task list on the left hand side, it will appear in there too. So collect information to create tailored demo. If we look at the deadline, you can see in here it's due this week, May 6th, and you can access it from this as well. So try and have a think about what process you need to go through to try and qualify your leads, because obviously we've gone through all the tools that Bitrix provide you with to be able to generate those leads. Now, it's what you do with them once you receive them. So you've received them in here. The whole purpose of leads, as we discussed in last week's session and touched upon it in this one a little bit, is the ability to get to the end goal of your leads. So arrange demonstration. And once, if you're viewing it in the Kanban view, you just click and drag and this bar appears at the bottom. And you can see you can put it into one of your lost. But if you move it into job 1, we have a required field here. So let's put client has shown. Ooh. So we can make a note. We can make fields required on particular stages to ensure that we get the data on the right stages. We click on save. Then what we can do here is, based on this lead, we want to essentially create a deal and a contact. You might want to create a deal, contact, and a company. So if you have collected the company information as well within the lead, you can automatically create deal, contact, and company. If you just deal with the end user, deal and a contact, those are your options really. Try and always create a deal and a contact as a minimum, or a deal and a company as a minimum. And as we discussed last week, deals should be thought about as, well, how we think about deals is your qualified opportunities. So your leads is essentially vetting them to see how good they are. And then everything in your deal is your qualified opportunities. That would then therefore give you essentially a qualified pipeline of potential sales. So if I click in here, we can then add it to a particular pipeline. So we discussed pipelines last week. It may be that you want to catch up on last week's session. That's on Bitrix24 channel. But if it's a support inquiry that's come through, they want to take out annual support with ourselves, we would add it to the Bitrix24 add-ons pipeline. That would then click on save. Let's not create the custom fields that we created earlier. And then it's now moved it from our lead pipeline and it's dropped it into our Bitrix24 add-on opportunities pipeline. So you can see here, we now have our sales funnel for all types of add-ons that we sell for Bitrix. So support, customizations, implementation, they all fall into this particular pipeline. And we know where everything is in terms of, so we've got currently unassigned, we would then move it to, and you can see where the bottlenecks are in here. So we now have $2,000 currently sat in the spoken to stage. And you can tailor these as well. So, and then you go through this sales process, you generate the quotes, which we did last week, and you generate the invoices. But having this set up like this will then therefore allow you to ensure you convert your qualified opportunities a lot more, because your leads, you can get rid of all the junk leads that obviously people have got no money. Sometimes people have got haven't got the time to do it. They might just be time wasting. They might look at 10 different systems in our case. So there are a whole reason why you might want to not put your leads into the deals pipeline. And it just gives you then clarity in these are potentially good leads. And you can put probabilities on these and so on and so forth. So hopefully this has been of interest to you. Like I said, this session really was all about focusing on lead generation and then what you do and what happens within a lead. Maybe on next Tuesday's session, we finish up on this and have a look at a little bit of reporting side of the CRM and also the CRM marketing as one area that we didn't touch upon, because the CRM marketing is huge. You can send email campaigns out to thousands of leads, so we can focus on that as well. So that brings us to the end. We've been an hour, so these sessions are generally an hour. And like I say, if you missed the beginning, my name is Andy, and I'm the support manager here at Interface with Bitrix24 Gold Partners. If you are interested in Bitrix, or you have any questions in purchasing it maybe, or you need additional support or training, get in touch with us using one of those methods. We also I will be on here on Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and that session will focus on anything to do with Bitrix. So it's not just the Tuesday sessions focus on a particular module. The Thursday sessions focus on just your questions. We receive quite a lot of questions throughout the week, so we start off with those on a Thursday. So if you do have any questions ready for Thursday, please do drop an email across to sales@intraface.com, and I can prepare and answer them for the session on Thursday. So just make sure you've got your notifications switched on from the Bitrix24 YouTube channel, and you'll get notified as soon as we go live. So hopefully that's been useful for you. Thank you very much for your time, and hopefully see you on Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.